So today, ladies and germs, gentle ladies, little man, I thought y'all were good. I got home at like 5 today. It's just a new tradition to every stream is just dealing with y'all. I guess that's cool. Alright, so today, everybody's heard of shrimp and grits, probably. If you're not from around, I guess the South, maybe not, but I'm sure you've heard of it. You've just probably never had it. I don't really like shrimp anymore. I worked as a chef for 10 years down in Charleston, South Carolina, where shrimp is just everywhere, and I got tired of peeling and deveining in thousands and thousands of pounds of shrimp. So I kind of left a distaste in my mouth for it, so I don't really like I made thousands of dishes of shrimp and grits as well. So I still like grits, and I still like the idea of shrimp and grits. I'm just not going to use shrimp, so I'm just going to use salmon. Salmon was on sale today at the Stowe for $8.99 a pound. It's typically like $10.99 or something, so not bad savings there. Unfortunately, it is farm raised. It's not the season for wild caught yet. I don't know why people ask for it if they have it. I don't know where they're getting it, because wild caught is not until like June, July, August area. But anyway, so we're gonna make some seared salmon with some, I guess you can call it fish and grits, I guess is what you could call it, what a lot of people call it. It just doesn't sound as good as like seared salmon with creamy Parmesan grits and broccolini, and with a tomato bacon kind of sauce, like the shrimp and grits sauce that we're gonna make kind of separately. Oh yeah, speaking of bacon. Oh god. All right, we're off to a good start here. Ice in my fridge for some reason. Jesus Christ. Now y'all know my secrets. My battery in my hood. Alright. So I got bacon here, that's for later. So the first thing I'm gonna do real quick, just kind of go over what I got. So I got some leftover tomato puree that I'm gonna use, leftover cream, leftover garlic. I got a brand new shallot. Shallots are like literally 89 cents or something like that. Same with the lemon and one tomato. I got more hot sauce, whatever your favorite hot sauce is. I like Frank's because it's got a lot of vinegar to it. It's kind of like, I like acidic hot sauce. Unsalted chicken stock as usual. These are some grits. These are Palmetto Farms. This is out of South Carolina. I've used these before. They're not Anson Mills that I would prefer, but this is the closest thing I can get in the store. So fine, this isn't instant grits, not Quaker instant grits. Don't buy that, just crap. This is real grits. This is called broccoletti. I've always called it broccolini. I don't know why. I guess it has different names. Whatever. That's just gonna be kind of our vegetable today. And then I got bacon, leftover parsley, and I got some scallion here for just some garnish. Butter out. I got some water here going. Basically what we're gonna do with this water real quick is we're just gonna concasse this tomato. Concasse is basically just taking the peel off of the tomato, this waxy outer skin, because I want it to cook down into the sauce that we're making. I don't really like chunks of tomato, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this and a knife. I'm just gonna score the bottom of that. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just like a quick little X. There we go, I'll just do it a little bit deeper so y'all can see it. So it looks like an X on the bottom. And basically what we're gonna do is we're just gonna drop it in this boiling water here for literally like just until like 30 seconds to a minute, just until the skin starts to peel away. And normally I would have like a pot of ice water or something to cool it down in, but since it's just one tomato, I'm just gonna run it underneath the cold water in the faucet because I'm not dealing with the ice bath and all that right now. So basically we're just gonna let this tomato, we're not cooking the tomato, we're just getting the skin off. So basically once you see the skin starting to peel away from the tomato, you're good. It's been in it for about 30 seconds now. Let it go for a little bit longer. Yeah, we're getting there. And that's all we're gonna use this water for. So we're gonna use this pot again for the grits, but that's all we're gonna use this water for. Alright, so it should be, yeah, we're good. See how the skin's just already peeling away from the tomato? That's what we want. So then we're gonna run it under some cold water to stop the cooking so it doesn't cook the tomato. It also helps it peel easier. It's just kind of like peeling a hard-boiled egg, and you know. All right. So that's all we're using this water for. So bye-bye. It was just boiling water in there, so you don't need to worry about cleaning it, really. I mean, you can if you want to, if you're that hypochondriac, but which I guess you should be right now, considering the state of the world, state of emergency that we're in right now. All right, so we'll go ahead and just peel this tomato real quick since it's ready to go. So literally we're just peeling the skin off the tomato. It's called concasse, French term, C-O-N-C-A-S-S-E, I think is how it's spelled. I can't remember, it's been a long time since culinary school. And basically it's just a fancy word for, hey, peel my tomato. And that's it, see? Gorgeous little tomato. Get rid of the skin, that part doesn't cook down. And then from here, I'll kind of wait a second and we'll start something else real quick while we'll come back to that, because you kind of want to multitask and kind of have everything timed out, right? So what we're gonna do is get our liquid going for our grits. So same pot we just used. So grits kind of have a different ratio. People have different ratios for different things. Typically I do 4-to-1 liquid to grits, roughly about that. So if you're using like a cup of grits, you're probably going to use about 1/4 liquid or 4 cups of liquid. I'm going to do like 3/4 cups of grits, so it's going to be about 3 cups or so of liquid around there, give or take. But we're going to do, basically we're going to do half and half chicken stock and cream as our liquid, because grits need a lot of fat. We're going to put a lot of butter in there. These aren't going to be for the faint of heart, so if you got, dietary things with butter and dairy, these are not for you. But you can make them without, you could use half and half instead of heavy cream. You could use milk instead of half and half. You could use straight water and butter, or just straight water altogether, but obviously you're not going to have the flavor in there from the chicken stock and the cream. You could use just straight chicken stock as well, but you kind of want that creamy factor, Oh my god. There we go. Alright, so these are what real grits look like. Nice yellow grits. So we're going to do about 3/4 of a cup or so, give or take, because this is going to expand by a lot. So you may think it's not a lot dry, but it's kind of like rice. It'll, how much liquid you put in is how much you're going to get. So basically, if you do 1 cup of grits, you're getting about 4 cups of grits cooked, roughly, give or take. So just keep that in mind when you're making them. So I still have this whole bag left, and this will last me for a long time. I would do more if I was cooking for more people, but since I'm just cooking for myself, I'm not going to worry about it. And these will actually cook pretty quick since I'm not doing a lot either. So it'll probably take about 15-20 minutes or so. So we got 3/4 of a cup of grits here. I don't know why I did that, because I was going to measure my liquid first, but hey, we got another measuring cup, so Jesus. All right, so chicken stock. So we're gonna do about 3/4. We're gonna do about 3 cups of liquid. So I'm gonna do 1.5 cups of stock, and then 1.5 cups of cream. Simple math, right? Cooking is about math as well. Yes, darling? Actually, you could probably have chicken stock as a kitten. Alright, so there's 1.5 cups, and that way we can add more if we need to kind of loosen them up. And then we'll add our cream. Luxurious heavy whipping cream. Makes everything better. We're going to use some cream for the sauce as well. We're also going to use some chicken stock for the sauce. That's why I bought another cream. Oh, God. Dude, this fridge, man, I don't understand it. It like freezes in certain spots of the fridge. It's so annoying. Yeah, you probably got Anson Mills ones at the farmer's market in Charleston. Yeah, no, grits don't exist above the Mason-Dixon line and like east of the Mississippi. Or west of the Mississippi, I should say. They're a very geographic food. Alright, so we got our 3 cups of liquid going in here. Chicken stock and cream. So it's already gonna be good just by being that. And then we're gonna add about, I don't know, this whole stick's half a cup. So, or about 3, I don't know, man. Just a lot of butter. Just we just need butter. Just put butter in. I'm gonna grab another one here. Alright. So we're done with that. I really need to get like something to manage this battery or put this battery in. It's just the cable isn't that long. I guess I could get a longer cable, but I don't feel like it. Alright, so we're gonna turn this on. Basically just bring this up to a boil. We're gonna add our grits and let them cook, and all this liquid will absorb into the delicious gritness. So a decent amount of salt, because that chicken stock is unsalted. Then we're adding a lot of grits and pepper. I don't like to add like garlic powder or anything to my grits. I like my grits simple. And we are gonna flavor it with a little Parmesan cheese as well, which I hope I have. Yes, I do, left over from last night's stream. What do you know? And I actually will put a little sprig of thyme in here too, to kind of give the grits a little flavor. So a sprig of thyme that I've had left over from multiple streams, guys. So that's the kind of thing about this stuff, is use it over and over again. All right, so that's done. So we'll let that go. Have our whisk at labor. Actually, I'll use a spoon because I don't want to scratch the bottom of my pan. You feel me? All right, so now what we're gonna do is some other shit. What was I thinking? Let's do the prep for the let's just make the rest of the veg prep, I guess, here. So we'll go ahead and dive into this tomato since it's already on the cutting board. So basically what we're gonna do is we're just gonna cut it in half and in half again the other way, so it falls into pretty little petals. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut these seeds out, because this part doesn't really cook down. We don't really need it. And we're gonna go ahead and cut the core out as well while we're doing it. So we're getting all that in one. So now everything that doesn't normally cook down in a tomato is gone, so we don't have to worry about it. Or you ever bite into like a marinara sauce or a tomato sauce and you get like that chunk of like tomato core? It's not a good feeling. And it happens. Alright, so we'll get rid of these. Some restaurants like serve just a tomato pod, which I find absolutely disgusting. But hey, people are weird. Alright, so we're gonna dice these up real quick. Just a nice little small dice here if you want them to cook down, but also still kind of look pretty in the dish as well. I mean, this tomato is still raw, keep in mind, it's not cooked. And we just took the skin off, which is why it makes it a little bit messier, but hey, it's worth it, I promise. And it took like, what, a minute to do, so take the extra step. It'll be worth it, I promise. Alright, so we got our concassé, nice little squares. Gotta remember to like put it up close to the camera. Alright, and I'm just gonna go right in the same container with our shallot here. Now, if you y'all remember a shallot from our mac and cheese stream. I put some shallot in our mac and cheese. We're gonna use the same thing here. It's gonna be kind of based off of a sauce or a gravy. I used to make it for one shrimp and grits that I mean, you can go to every restaurant in Charleston, their shrimp and grits will be different. So the one that I used to make at the Watch Hotel on the 7th floor rooftop restaurant, which is pretty cool. I just wish the staff was better, but anyway. This is gonna be kind of based off that. It's like a bacon tomato gravy. There's no like, there's no andouille in it. There's no other kind of sausage in it. It's just bacon. And it's more or less a cream-based sauce, whereas you can have a tomato-based sauce for, because like if you go to Charleston and you say I want shrimp and grits, people will probably ask you, you know, red or brown, which means like tomato-based or gravy-based. So if you ever go to Charleston and they ask you that, and now you'll look like you look like you're not a tourist. You'll still probably look like a tourist, but at least you won't sound like one. I guess all restaurants there are just so used to tourists it doesn't even matter anymore. Alright. So we're gonna slice this shallot up. Dice it pretty small because we want the onions to cook down. Man, I'm tired tonight, Jesus. Alright. And you can get rid of the roots and everything. Not for kitten. Alright. And then we'll go in with some garlic. It's a pretty standard, you know. I have a green pepper somewhere. Did it fall out in my car? I don't know where that green pepper went. I had a green pepper. I promise. Where's that green pepper at? Aurora, you gotta get out of the way. Seriously. Oh, there it is. It fell behind the damn thing. Alright, that makes sense. Okay. There we go. I was like, I swear I bought this. Alright, so let's do this first. So, might not use all of this, but I just got a green pepper because it'll look a little bit better in the sauce visually. And the flavor between a green pepper and a red pepper is not that much. It's not a noticeable difference, at least. So they're more visual than anything. So dice that up as well. Make sure you keep an eye on your cream. Because if you don't keep an eye on your cream, then it'll boil over on you and you'll burn up and all kinds of shit will happen. So just keep an eye on it. That's basically what I'm saying. So we'll continue here. I'm not going to use that whole pepper. Again, the rib's already out. I cut around the rib, but if you like the rib, keep it in. There's no point in keeping it in, but hey, people are weird, like I said. So dice this up. So you can already see the colors developing, right? Got purple, red, green, all the fancy colors of everything. So now garlic. And the reason I'm putting this all in one dish because it's all going to go in at the same time. So I'm not really worried about cooking, you know, temperatures and all that kind of stuff when it comes to this. Alright, so we're going to do a little sliced garlic here, as usual. Cats are making noises like always. Aurora's probably dominating Tom as usual. Yep, that's what's happening. You can't see it, but that's what's happening. Alright, so this cream is coming up. Chicken stock, cream, butter, salt, pepper, everything that's good in the world is in this pot. And it's bigger time. So that's almost there. We'll get ready to add our grits. So we'll slice this garlic up real quick. Literally real quick. And leave the root in behind. We don't need that. Alright, so we got garlic in. Garlic, shallot, bell pepper, and tomato. The Holy Trinity in Charleston is onion, bell pepper. Holy shit, what is it? I can't remember right now. I can't remember what it is. Anyway, alright, so the cream you see is good, it's starting to rise. You don't want it to boil over on you. So now you can turn the heat down a little bit. And we're gonna slowly add in the grits and stir while you pour them in so they don't clump up or stick to the bottom. You can use a whisk if you want, but you don't have to. I just don't want to scratch the bottom of my pan, so. Alright, so I know it looks super liquidy right now, but these you gotta cook, so by the time this is done, they'll be super creamy and delicious. Alright. So let them do their thing. Basically it's gonna come up to a boil like that, right? And then we're gonna cover it and we're gonna turn it down. Pretty low. We're almost cooking it like rice. And the way we used to do it in Charleston too was we would bring it back up to a boil like that, and then we would put a lid on it, and then we would leave it in the corner of a stove somewhere. Is it celery? Yeah, I guess it is. Onions, celery, bell pepper. That doesn't sound right. I feel like it was something else. But yeah. But because on gas stoves you have a pilot light that's always on. So what we would do is we would put the pot of grits after it came up to a boil onto an empty eye with just a pilot light on, and we would let it just sit there before service for about an hour or so, because it's still super hot in a restaurant setting, so it actually kind of steam like that. So that's another way you can do it. You can put them in the oven, cook it like rice. I'm gonna do it this way just because it's the way I've always done it. But yeah. All right, so where we at? Where we at, Cat? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and trim up this broccolini here while we're waiting, because the salmon's not gonna take long to cook. So don't have to worry about that. I'll probably get this on when the grits are probably like 10-ish minutes away. That's when we'll get the salmon on. But I'm gonna start heating this pan up slowly just so we have it ready to go when we need it. Always thinking ahead. Good old hot sauce for the gravy, or the sauce I should say. So used to call it shrimp and grit gravy from working. Alright, so we'll go ahead and trim up a few pieces of this so we have it ready to go. I'm just gonna basically just saute this real quick and basically just use it as our veg. Nothing crazy with this. I just kind of like the way they look. They taste good. So that's really all that matters. They look good and they taste good, right? So that's about all I need. So these are pretty thick. So I usually like to cut them in half just because that stem is pretty thick. Something like that. That'll do. That'll do, pig. And take all your little dealies with you. Alright, so we got grits on. Veg prepped. Let's get some bacon cut here. Actually, let's go ahead and cut our scallion first before the bacon. But yeah, I mean, this is basically one way to make shrimp and grits. You can do it a different way, a bunch of different ways, like I said. So do whichever way you feel most comfortable doing, or that you like or see online. You can use this as kind of a guide and then do whatever derivative you need to of it. basically, if you want to do like a tomato base, you take the Holy Trinity, which is onions, celery, and bell pepper. Cook that with some andouille sausage and some other things. And then heavy tomato, like puree, or kind of, it's almost like you're making like a low country marinara in a way, but with sausage in it. All right, so we're gonna use the green parts for garnish, right? So we'll kind of push those to the side. And then we're gonna use the white part so we don't waste it for the gravy. So I'm just gonna cut these in the little round edges, treat it just like an onion basically. You know, kind of be a nice little bite in there. With those, go ahead and cut this onion in half just so we have it ready to go when we need it. All right, and now we'll cut the bacon. And I mean, bacon is already cooked, like it's already cured and smoked, so you don't have to really worry about too much cross-contamination with bacon. Obviously, you kind of want to do it last so you don't worry about that, but I'm just going to put it right on my board right here. Do about 4 pieces. That should be enough for what I'm doing. And this bacon's left over from another stream that I've done as well, so again, all about cross-utilization and just maximizing your product and your budget and everything like that. Like I said, most of the stuff I had already in-house, already, you know, in my pantry and stuff from other streams. For today, I mean, the salmon cost me, what, $5, I think? Yeah, $5. The vegetables that I have multiple use out of probably cost me like $3, I think. This bacon's lasted me a long time. That's the idea. So we're gonna make little lardons. Obviously, they're not full lardons because I don't have a slab bacon. I can cut my own thickness, but basically, there's kind of little sticks. You can call them little julienne, whatever you want to call it, but just lardons of bacon here. So we're gonna cut these out real quick. We can actually probably go ahead and get this rendering. Yeah. So every now and then just stir your grits so they don't burn on the bottom or get all clumpy. Yeah, there we go. So you already see they're thickening up already. I mean, visually you can tell. But the idea is for them to get the right thickness and for them to be cooked, which is trickier than you think. Alright, so we'll do the sauce, and yeah, man, I don't have any space in this place, I feel. Let's see, I guess I could probably run it off that aisle, probably work in the back. The space is at a minimum, let me tell you what. Alright, so I just got a little piece of salmon here. Nothing crazy. Skin on. I'm gonna leave skin on, and we're gonna sear skin on. And we're gonna kind of treat it like that pork chop I made one time where we baste it with butter, because that's the best way to do everything, in my opinion. Alright, so we got this thing going in the back. Once we kind of get our salmon, once we have our gravy going, we'll get our salmon going. Once we have our salmon going, we'll get our veg going. Everything will kind of come together at the same time. Or so that's the plan, right? Alright, so we're just waiting for things to heat up. I'll go ahead and get my bacon in so I can start doing this thing and render out. back, yeah. Wash my knife real quick. Just rinse it off. Get a wet paper towel. Rinse off my board here. The bacon grease off of there. All right, looking good. Cat's finally calming down. Oh Lord, man, y'all are nuts. Gotta make sure I don't drop the battery again. Good Lord. All right, so we got bacon in. Let's see, use a spatula so I don't again burn. I don't want to scratch the bottom of this pan up. So basically, just kind of let that start doing its thing. When it gets hot, it'll get warm. That doesn't make any sense. When it gets hot, it'll get warm. No shit. So I'm gonna kind of leave the salmon alone for now. Let it come up to room temp, and then we'll season it right before we sear it, because it's not like a steak where you want to season it ahead of time, you know. All right, so we'll turn this heat down all the way to low. Actually, what I'm gonna do is move that for now, and we're gonna pop this one on low in the back, and we're gonna move you back there. That's how we do it. And then we'll move you, yeah. Turn this up. And that's how you utilize space, right? No, I turned the wrong one off. I never use that one. All right, there we go. Back in business. Oh. So, bacon's gonna render here in a second. You'll start to hear it once it gets warm here. It'll start doing its thing. Once the bacon renders, gets a nice little fat going in the pan, we'll add our veg. Let that saute. And then we'll add some of the tomato puree here. Some chicken stock and some cream. And then we'll kind of season it with lemon juice and hot sauce and whatever else we kind of got going on, right? And it's all going to kind of come together like that. That's the idea, at least. So to make sure you turn that on low as it can go, pretty much. And we'll kind of let it just kind of go, kind of coast and finish off. Just stir it every now and then so it doesn't clump up or burn, like I said. And they're already getting nice and creamy like that. But just because they're creamy doesn't mean they're done. These aren't done yet. I can just tell by the way they look. So now we're basically just steaming them. Similar to rice. Alright, so you can obviously hear the bacon now doing its thing. It's gonna smell delicious in this house. Like it does every night. So you don't want the bacon like super crispy. We just want it rendered out enough to where we got some fat going, because we don't want it to be like this hard piece of, like, you know when you get like overcooked bacon and stuff, it's just like you bite into like this rubbery piece of nothing kind of thing. It's just not a good experience, so I don't want to do that to myself or to my viewers. But traditionally what we would do is we would make this gravy, right? And at the end, we would add our shrimp and cook the shrimp in the gravy. Some people do peel on, some people do tail on, some people do tail off and everything. Just make sure they're deveined. Do it however else you want to do it. Just make sure they're deveined. That's the most important thing, because you don't want to eat poop. Unless you like eating poop, that's up to you. I don't, so that's why I don't eat shrimp, because nowadays, unless you're getting wild caught shrimp regularly, which is not the easiest thing to do or most, you know, fiscal thing to do. then you know, God knows where they're coming from. In Indonesia and Panama and stuff like that, they're literally injecting them with silicone and water, like different kind of substances to increase the weight and the size of them, since they're farm raised, and God knows what's in their diet and what water they're swimming around in, if it's clean or not. So some farms, shrimp farms and salmon farms and that kind of stuff, do it right, but it's rare that you're gonna find something that's like a nice healthy piece. You know, this is farm raised salmon, which you can tell. I mean, this looks better than most. It doesn't have a lot of dye in it, but whenever you get like a really, like, I don't know, you ever seen like that really orange piece of salmon that just looks fake, you know? That means it's had dye added to it and different kind of color enhancing hormones and stuff, which you do not want to eat, trust me. All right, so we got like some fat going on there. The bacon's cooking a little bit. It's gonna keep cooking, but we're gonna add our veg now. So bell pepper, shallot, concassé tomato, and garlic. Smash that garlic up a little bit, get it separated, and stir it around. And we're gonna turn the heat up, and we're basically gonna let this kind of saute and do its thing. We're gonna season as well. You don't need a ton of salt because we have bacon in there. Pepper. I'm gonna do a little crushed red pepper flake just because I like that, a little heat in mine. And we're gonna do a little cayenne as well, which is pretty traditional on most shrimp and grits. I hate these shaker things, man. There we go. Squeeze it out. All right. So letting this cook, letting it sweat out. We're not really looking for color, we're just looking for it to sweat. You can see those tomatoes are kind of cooking down a little bit already. Yeah, it smells delicious. All right, so we got that. So we're done with all this stuff, can go back in the fridge with all my other stuff. Wrap this in plastique, the bane of our earth, yet it's so useful for everything. That's like the most like ironic thing in the world, man. That plastic is literally used for almost everything and is so good for almost everything, and yet it destroys the environment. Who would have thought, you know? Who would have thought? Just checking on our grits here. Oh yeah. So that's kind of the texture you're going for. I don't know if y'all can see that. Hold on. So I have this massive microwave in my face as I'm trying to cook, but you can see that nice and creamy. They're still flowing nicely. They're not like super stiff. They're not super runny. That's how you can tell they're not instant grits. All right, so we can let those just do their thing on super low heat. I mean, it's basically off. You can't see it, but it's basically off. And we're just letting it kind of cook from the residual heat of the stove from around it. Right? So it's just sweating out nice, 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 nice. If I was using andouille, I'd put that in first with the bacon and kind of let that render as well, but I'm not using andouille, so there you go. Alright, this pan's getting nice and warm for our salmon. I don't need this bacon anymore, I don't need this garlic anymore. I'm tired of this fridge just leaking everywhere, man. It's like I have it on normal temperature, but like it freezes and then like will defrost. Or I don't know, man. I actually don't know what's happening to it. Well, it only does it in the wintertime, which you think would be the opposite of it doing it in the summertime when it's hot, but God knows, man. God knows. Alright, so this is almost where I want it. That way the bell peppers still have a little texture to them. You can still see them. The tomatoes aren't fully cooked out yet. Right? So we're gonna add just a touch of this tomato puree that I had left over. It's just crushed tomatoes, basically, that you can buy in a can. We're not gonna do a ton, just a little bit, just to kind of add that little tomato flavor, get a nice little red hue. That was literally probably, I don't even know, 2 tablespoons maybe. We're almost kind of treating it like tomato paste in a way, just to kind of bring everything together. So kind of cook that a little bit, right? So cook that out just a touch. Then we're gonna add chicken stock, bring that up, and then we're gonna finish with some cream. And obviously we're gonna put a little butter in there because we have to. Even with cream, I'm still gonna use butter because it's the way to go. It just makes everything better. Mo butter, mo better. I'll go ahead and add the butter now, actually. Just a little knob. It's like a little half tablespoon to a tablespoon, nothing crazy. Just kind of bring the sauce together. All right, so now the tomatoes cooked a little bit. Gonna add about, I don't know, a 1/4 cup of stock here. Give or take, maybe a 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup. Just enough to kind of cover the veg. This is gonna be the base of our sauce. The cream's just kind of gonna be a finisher, right? So you could use a roux, which I probably should have done, but I'm gonna kind of let this reduce, and then we're gonna add cream. I'm gonna kind of let it thicken up by reduction, so we're gonna kind of go that route. What do you say? What do you say, Bill? All right, so we're gonna add a little salt since we added all that chicken stock. Re-season with a little pepper as well. We're gonna add the lemon juice at the end, so that way it doesn't dissipate and kind of get ruined over time. Get that bot out of my chat, bro. I'm not buying any followers, man. Get out of here. We're doing this the right way, bro. Organically, just like my food. I was like, oh, maybe someone new's in my chat chatting. Oh no, it's just a fucking bot thing telling me to buy followers. What, you mean buy a bunch of fake email addresses? Is that what you want me to do? Stupid motherfucker. Alright. Anyway, so now that our sauce is going, we're gonna get some oil in the pan. It's nice and hot, smoking a little bit. That's what we want. So I'm gonna sear it real hot on this side. Most people go skin side down first. I kind of do the opposite because the skin kind of protects it when it's cooking. So I'm gonna use the skin side to I'm gonna get the skin nice and crispy as I'm basting. It's definitely alive, son. What makes you think it's not live? That's the question. This is live and in charge. Talking to you. What's your name? Dark Chance. It's definitely alive, sir. March 11th, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. There you go. I wish I had the technology to make a pre-recording, trust me. I mean, I do, but I don't have the time to do that. Alright, so now we're gonna add our cream. And we're gonna let that reduce with the chicken stock as well. So that was about a little less than a 1/4 cup. I'm gonna add a touch more. See, plastic, I'm telling you. It's for everything. Just a touch more cream. Probably about a 1/4 cup in total. And let that go. So you can see it's already got a nice color to it. It's kind of like a, I don't know what to call it. But we're gonna let that reduce. It's gonna get more color as it reduces as well. And we'll taste it again once it reduces, and we'll kind of see where we're at. Oh, I didn't know that. They're really 80% of them are pre-recorded? That's crazy. This is the first time I've gone under food and drink doing these streams. I usually go under just chatting, but I'm gonna try something else. And I feel like it's helping a little bit. But I didn't know that. No, this is live, man. All of mine are live. Usually about an hour long in the evening time. And then I put them all on YouTube as well. But yeah. Welcome to your first live one then, I guess. I don't know. Alright, so we got a nice hot pan here to get a nice good sear on our salmon. I just put some salt and pepper on it like usual. And we're gonna go in this side down first, face down. Can I get away with that? Is that like against like Twitch TOS or whatever to be not live when you say you're live? I know they have VODs and you can do like reruns and stuff. I don't know about all that. It's above my pay grade. I don't know. Maybe you would know. You seem like you know, Mr. Dark Chance. But hey, this is your first live one, then you should follow me. You know what I mean? Sellout mode. Not really though, because you know. Every time I see your name, I think of soda poppin', Chance Morris. Maybe like you're his alt account. That'd be badass. All right, so we're letting our street sauce kind of reduce here and get thick. This is what we're looking for. We're gonna go ahead and move this pan over. The handle's probably hot as hell. Oh no, it's not. I forgot. We're not on a gas stove, so it's not gonna get hot. All right, so we're gonna heat this up a little bit, and we're gonna start our broccolini. That way everything can kind of come together at once, like usual. It's all about multitasking, baby. All right. Oh yeah. Oh, there's some grits right there. All right, so we can go ahead and add our cheese, because those are pretty much done. I'm gonna go ahead and kill the heat on that, actually. And we're gonna add our parm. Just a touch of parm, not a lot. Probably like, I don't know, enough to taste, however much you like, honestly. Because it'll also thicken it up as well, so keep that in mind. But now you got nice, kind of creamy, you know, Parmesan-y grits. Salt, pepper, butter, chicken stock, cream. That's it. All right, Miss Salmon. So we got our salmon searing here, nice, nice. I got my fancy gray coon spoon here. What we're gonna do is, let that get a little bit darker. A little bit darker. What do you say? What did he say? Yeah, I agree. There's not a lot. I thought there'd be more, honestly, food and drink streams. That's why I'm trying to come in here. So I'm working on having different camera angles right now. This is just going through a GoPro. That's on my head. And I'm working on bringing my computer and getting everything hooked up in my kitchen, so that way I can have different camera angles. And not just the point of view style, but I think the point of view style is pretty good, because that way you can kind of actually see what it's like to do it, instead of just kind of watch me from different angles. You can actually get in the moment with me, more immersive, you know? Oh yeah. So now when you flip the salmon, hold it down, or else the skin will it's gonna crinkle up on you, and you want to keep the salmon flat so it cooks evenly. You can score the skin as well, but it's gonna pop a little bit. Just deal with the pain. It hurts so good, you know? You don't have to hold it for long, just a little bit. Not a lot, baby girl, just a little bit. I say that a lot, I think about it. All right, so we're good. See how it's staying flat like that? So basically I'm gonna let the salmon cook for a little bit on its skins down, let its skin get nice and crispy, then we're gonna add our butter and thyme, and we're gonna start basting this bitch. Yeah, that's what I was going for, man. This is the Hero 8 Black or whatever, the newer one. Nice to have it hooked up to a battery pack that's in my hood actually back here. And then luckily the mic's actually pretty decent, so that's good. I know it's kind of loud, but I don't know, there's really much I can do about that without my computer down here. But that's what I was thinking, you know, the point of view style is more immersive. It kind of lets you actually see how it's done. And my kind of inspiration was culinary school, where they have like the mirrors above their prep table. Now you see the reflection of them doing it, which is one thing, but it's better, in my opinion, to kind of see me do it from my point of view, through my eyes, you know. And then I sit down at the end and have a little wrap session at the end at the dining room table with everybody, and then I eat. I don't eat on stream because that's weird, but yeah. So we're gonna add a touch of butter in ya. Now that our skin's getting nice and crispy on the bottom, we're gonna add our thyme. Kind of step back when you add it so it doesn't pop you. Yeah. So I put the thyme in the butter just for a quick second, just to kind of get a little heat on it. And I put it on top of the salmon so that way the flavor kind of goes over the whole piece of salmon with the fat. Because all flavor carries, fat is the #1 carrier for like all flavor and everything, honestly. So basically what we're gonna do here is same thing we did with that pork chop on the other stream. Is just we're gonna baste it from top down. That thyme's gonna get that flavor imparted through the butter and the oil. And we're just gonna baste, and baste. Right? Pretty simple. And then we're gonna let it sit and keep cooking for a little bit. Just watch your heat, you know, watch the butter. We don't want the butter to burn, because then everything's gonna taste like burnt butter. See how this sauce is thickening up now? That cream's reducing, the stock's reducing. That's what we want right there, baby. Oh yeah, so you can turn that down a little bit. Grits are done. Broccolini's going in. Things are happening, big things are happening. Turn this heat down. Oil in for broccolini. Sound like Gordon Ramsay. In. All right, sauce is pretty much done, boys. So now what we're gonna do is add a touch of hot sauce for the vinegar and the heat aspect of it. And we're gonna add our cream, or lemon juice, sorry. Just make sure you don't get any seeds in there. This just kind of brightens everything up at the end. And I just found a bunch of cuts on my hand. Oh my God. And just stir that around so it doesn't curdle the cream up. And we're gonna go back to basting. Oh yeah. So salmon cooks pretty quick. You could eat salmon mid-rare, medium, mid-well, whatever you want to do. Obviously, if it's wild caught and fresh, I would feel more comfortable doing that. This being farm raised, I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to cook it until it's just done, just over medium well, pretty much. But if you go to some nicer restaurants that have access to better product, they will probably ask you, like, do you want your salmon, how do you want your salmon cooked and everything, you know? So, ow. Yeah, I was a chef well, I am a chef, but I worked in restaurants and hotels for 12 years, 10 years. Now I'm working in like a meat department in a grocery store, kind of taking a step back, just butchering meat and everything right now. But yeah, I have a bachelor's degree in culinary management. Went to culinary school, whole 9 yards. Ran my first hotel kitchen when I was 23 in Charleston, South Carolina. I'm now 30, but I cooked in restaurants before that in Virginia. Went to culinary school in Colorado. So yeah. Pretty deep background, man. October Sky in the chat worked with me in one of the restaurants in Charleston, actually. She was a server there, which is why she calls me chef. In case you were wondering. So we're just gonna keep basting our salmon. You can see it's getting nice and dark, which you want a nice sear on that top, nice and brown. The Maillard effect. Brown food tastes good, you know. We're almost done with this time. Actually, we are done with this time. You've done your job, sir. Thank you. See you on the flip side. So now it's just about cooking the salmon. We already got our flavor and everything ready to go. Now it's just about making sure we get it to the right temperature, which for me is just underneath done. And it's firming up a little bit. I can almost feel it. So that way the skin's gonna be super crispy on the bottom. The way that we have this cooking. All right. So now we're gonna add some broccolini, get that going. Jeez, I thought I dropped it. I did drop it. So it's kind of a lot of broccolini for this pan, but I ran out of pans, so don't judge me for crowding the pan. So we're gonna get a little sear on it, a little salt and pepper on it. We'll do a little lemon juice and butter at the end on the broccolini just to brighten it up. So now you can see this sauce has really come together. It's thickened up. It's got the color we're looking for, that nice kind of rosy, I don't know, rosacea. Rosacea color. So we'll go ahead and turn that off as well. The last thing we're waiting on is salmon and broccolini. Salmon is about medium-ish right now, so we'll let that go for a little bit. I wouldn't say an expert, but yeah, I've been around for a minute. Actually, nowhere near an expert, but yeah. Thank you, though. But yeah, I try to do at least 3 or 4 of these a week, depending on my work schedule. So if you like what you see, man, follow along. You can get the notifications. I have all my social media stuff down below as well, and in my title, it's at Cannigan TV, just like my Twitch name for Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. Actually, I think Facebook's actually just Cannigan. I don't remember, but I always update when I'm going live and everything like that. So, and what I'm cooking and whatever. So. And I have my YouTube as well. You can subscribe to that and follow along to that as well. I think that's just Cannigan. Because YouTube's weird. It's not like youtube.com/Cannigan. It's like youtube.com, some crazy ass link, you know? Alright, so I'm going to get a landing zone for my salmon here. I'm going to get a paper towel and fold it in half so that way we can get this residual grease off the salmon. But yeah, we're almost done here. So now we're getting a nice little sear on our broccolini. You can see right there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just kind of let it finish cooking. Turn the heat down a touch. One more final little baste here, just for good measure. Yeah, so where we at? Kill the heat here. So now, if I can get this up here, you can see, I don't know if y'all can see that, but that's super crispy skin. That's what you're looking for. And skin's my favorite part in the salmon, so. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this on this plate. I'm gonna leave the spoon underneath it like that. So that way it gets air underneath it, it doesn't get soggy. I'll bring this over here. We'll turn this heat back on, turn that one off. Get a little more room to work here. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little knob of butter to our broccolini just to make kind of a little lemon reduction sauce with the lemon juice. A little beurre monte, if you will. And then we're gonna plate this dish, man. we're gonna plate this dish. And we're gonna get super fancy. I like seeing this chat interaction, man. This is cool. Talking about food and stuff, man. That's the way to do it. Dark Chance coming in. Clutch. Dark Chance. The rap part. Did I say I was gonna rap? I'm not gonna rap. What? Did I say I was gonna rap? I don't remember. All right, so butter in. Lemon juice in. That lemon spent. And boom, broccolini done. Simple as that. All right. Oh yeah, this is gonna be fucking amazing. Okay. How do I want to plate this? Yeah, man, definitely stick around, dude. Tell your friends, it's amazing. The whole idea of this is to kind of show like simple stuff that you would normally see in a restaurant that you think is hard to make. I'm gonna show it to you an easy way to make it so you can make it at home. And also it's for lazy people. Like it's kind of geared towards like streamers and like people that watch streams and things like that, or work from home. They don't always want to come down and cook for themselves, or always ordering out and that kind of stuff. It can kind of show you how easy this kind of stuff is, and that cooking is actually super, super, super easy. It's just people make it so hard. I don't know why. It blows my mind, but hey. So that's the whole point of this, is to kind of show people how easy cooking can be. And everything like that. So now you can see the super cheesy grits. I mean, just look at that. Hopefully you can get a good angle on that. Oh yeah, all right. So we're gonna put grits down. Right in the middle of the plate. I'm gonna plate this like I would serve it in a restaurant. That's what I always do on the stream. This dish cost me, I don't know, $10 to make. For all this, I'll have plenty of leftovers, and I would charge you probably $20 for this, if not more, depending on where we're at. All right, so that just kind of shows you what restaurants are doing out there. All right, so now we're gonna go broccolini down. And this is just gonna kind of be more or less for color and just a vegetable. So it's not super, super important how this looks, but we kind of want it to look good still, right? So basically it's kind of glazed and shiny from that lemon juice and the butter, making a quick little sauce. Because I mean, lemon juice and fat mixed together is basically a vinaigrette, right? Lemon juice and oil, that's a vinaigrette. So you can kind of think about it that way. It's kind of like a warm vinaigrette with butter and lemon juice. All right, so put them on there nicely, and then grab the coup de grace. So you can see on the bottom here, I don't know if you can hear that. That's crispy skinned salmon. That's what I'm talking about. And we're getting the residual grease off since we basted a lot of it. We don't want to eat all that grease. We just like the way it cooks. And we'll take our salmon. You can serve this for brunch, for dinner, whatever. I actually have served this for brunch in many restaurants I've worked at, so just kind of goes to show you. Push that over a little bit because we want people to see the green. All right. And then we'll do our delicious sauce here. I'm gonna taste it real quick. Yeah, it tastes like it has andouille in it, and it doesn't. That's amazing. All right. So sauce down. We're not gonna cover the entire salmon because we worked hard for that sear, right? So we want to show it off. Get some of the vegetables and the bacon and all the nice juicy giblets on there, right? Make sure you get some of the sauce there. We're gonna kind of fill the front of the plate. Don't go crazy. I mean, you can go crazy if you want, but right. So you see where we're going with this, man. See what's happening here, and then just a little scallion over top. I don't know why I had this parsley out. Honestly, I'm not putting parsley on here. Put little scallions in the actual gravy as well. They kind of look good when they float there. And that is the dish, man. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? So, that's it. Salmon, seared salmon, basted with thyme and butter. Simple broccolini glazed with lemon juice and butter. Parmesan grits, and then our tomato bacon sauce, man. Not even, you can call it tomato if you want. There's very little tomato in there. Yeah, the Food Network craze is over. Let's go indie, man. But you can see how that looks. I mean, stream actually does it pretty good justice, I'm not gonna lie. But hold on, let's go over here where it's better lit. Let's get lit, bruh. Let me take this fucking apron off with this battery on. Alright, alright. See, the battery pack. I need a longer cable. So we'll take it over, y'all. Put it, yeah. Man, I got it on my phone. I actually like stream through my phone through the GoPro app. So that's why I'm saying it. The hell was that? Oh, all right. Yeah, I need the iPad too, man. I'm struggling. So I can read chat. Since I actually have a chat tonight, it's fucking amazing. All right, so let's get a quick little pan of it here, right? So you got your broccolini. This way you can just get kind of an up close view of it, and then top down. So I mean, this is literally a dish you'd see in a restaurant, right? Like, I mean, it's not that hard to produce something that you could easily put in a restaurant. Anywhere, I could charge 20-25 bucks for this easily. And it's just simple grits that cost nothing, and salmon. The most expensive thing on here is the piece of salmon, right? And it costs $5. So if you go by the ×4 method or the restaurant method, then it would be $20, right? So that's the dish, man. I keep turning it around. But yeah, pretty simple, really quick to make. I mean, the longest thing that was the grits, right? That took about 20-ish minutes, but if you're doing everything on the side like you're supposed to be, like multitasking, then it won't take that long. But that's it. Let's see if you can see the food at this angle too. But yeah, the GoPro thing is working out pretty well. I think people seem to like it. Yeah, the food's coming out actually really good. You know, I'm just going off, I'm not like practicing this. So I'm not like practicing this off stream and like getting my perfection down. This is all like live in the moment, a la carte. So if I mess up, I mess up. You're gonna see it. Luckily, I haven't messed up too bad yet. So at least not that you've seen. I can cover it up pretty well. So this isn't any pre-planned stuff. I don't have, you know, pre-made food in the oven ahead of time or anything like that. So I have to come up with ideas that are, that's kind of the point, is to come up with ideas that are meant to be quick, that you can come home from work and do, right? Not have something that takes all day and you're gonna prep a bunch of stuff to do it. Just something you can come home, throw together in an hour and eat, right? So you could buy 2 more pieces of salmon, 3 more pieces of salmon. You could literally have enough food here. I mean, you could cook the rest of that broccolini. I got more grits to last you for 3-4 people. So the idea is to, I guess you could call it meal prep for me, but this gives me meals throughout the week. I can use these grits for breakfast in the morning. You know, I got eggs and bacon and grits, boom. You can use the grits similar to risotto cakes as well. If you let them chill down and put them in the patties and the cakes and then sear them on both sides, you have grit cakes or hoe cakes. That's what they're called down south. So there's a lot of things you can do with the food that I make. It's really versatile. You can use this gravy here for multiple applications. You can put it into pasta and make like a, you know, like a Cajun pasta, chicken Alfredo, Cajun Alfredo, whatever you want to call it. So there's so many different things you could do with it, which is why I like it. What the hell? But so yeah, man. Thanks for following, Dark Chance. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, sir. Or ma'am. Sorry. I don't know. I don't want to assume. Jesus. Anyway. Yeah, they didn't know. See, I don't think grits don't really happen a lot in Blacksburg, so. But yeah, this is good, man. And I mean, it's not super unhealthy when you think. I mean, there's a lot of cream and stuff in it and butter, but at the end of the day, total is not too much because you're not eating that entire pan of sauce and you're not eating that entire pot of grits, you know. So, and with the salmon and the broccolini with just lemon juice and a tiny bit of butter, you know, you're getting a well-rounded meal here, which is the idea. So, I'm gonna stop touching my face because of Corona, but yeah. So I mean, that's the dish. Thanks for hanging out and watching. Where we at? We're at hour 11. See, every stream's about an hour and a half-ish. So, what rap? Did I say I was gonna rap? I'm so confused. Cool, man. I'm glad you like it. People in my chat are people I know personally, so it's cool to kind of have interaction with them as well. So it's kind of cool to see people out that are actually kind of starting to follow and kind of come in. It's awesome. I'm glad you like it. Let's see, tomorrow I also stream, you know, games too, you know, like Apex and Call of Duty and GTA RP and GTA 5 and a bunch of different, I stream a bunch of different games and stuff too. So if you're interested in that as well, you'll see me on there. I might actually stream some Call of Duty, the new, whatever it's called, Warzone tonight with one of my friends. He might be in the chat. I don't know if Graham, you're here or not. But if you're here, Graham, I might be on after I eat this. But yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. I don't sing. Who said I sing? Did you say I sing? I'm looking at the chat now. I don't want to eat on stream. That'd be weird. When did I say I would rap or sing? I cannot sing. I don't sing. Don't spread that rumor. Next thing you know, I'll end up on Twitch Sings or something, doing karaoke, making an ass of myself. But yeah, I'm starving. I haven't eaten since like at all today. Right? I can't remember if I ate today or not, which means I probably haven't, right? So, I sing to myself. I don't sing in front of people. I don't even know if I ever sing in front of you either. Unless like you sneak up on me in the shower or something, you're not gonna hear me singing, man. You sing while you cook during... Do I? Maybe I do. But yeah, I'm gonna eat this before it gets cold, like Dark Chance says. Oui, chef. You're right. But yeah, thank you for following Dark Chance. I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you're gonna stick around. I appreciate it. You know, tell your friends about it. They may like it as well. I don't know if you're part of like some community in food and drink, or if you're a foodie or something like that, but the more the better. That's kind of ideas to kind of get the idea out about easy, simple gourmet food that's made easy. I mean, this is a restaurant on your table right now. But yeah, thank you all. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the viewership and everything. Thank you for the chat tonight. That's awesome. I love seeing it, you know, via chat. So that's really, really cool. I feel good about this. So thank y'all. Have a good night. I'll probably stream again on... I'll probably cooking stream again on Sunday. It's my next day off. So I'll stream on Sunday for cooking probably. And then probably either tonight or tomorrow I'll do some gaming streams. Maybe Friday as well. And then maybe Saturday as well. I might do a cooking stream on Saturday too. So Saturday and Sunday, look out for some cooking streams. So yeah, but like I said, just follow my socials and you'll know. All right, I'll stop stalling. All right, I'm gonna go eat. All right, thank you all very much. Bye-bye.